Hi Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your angel and spirit guide message reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. Now before I dive into this reading, I want to say that during these uncertain and scary times, these readings are focusing on love, light, and positivity in order to raise up our energy vibration and have us move forward instead of bringing us down, making us feel even more scared, insecure, and just terrified with life in general. All right, so with that said, Scorpio, let's dive in and let's move forward. So we're going to be starting with your spirit guide animal cards. These are going to be your totem animals for this time. If you see these animals in the wild or you see an image of these animals, oh goodness, this is really your angels and your spirit guides tapping you on the shoulder saying, Scorpio, remember this message. So angel and spirit guide message for Scorpio. Angel and spirit guide message for Scorpio. Angel and spirit guide message for Scorpio. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. So we have the sea turtle spirit, which says slow and steady wins the race. And we have the canary spirit, which says sing your own song. And I'm really seeing here that slowly and steadily, you learn to trust in your own music, your own song, your own prosperity, but you also learn that there is power within you. And it's almost as if you haven't seen that before or you've denied that part of yourself, and it really is a powerful combination. I like that a lot. Oh, your chakra cards. Angel and spirit guide message for Scorpio. Angel and spirit guide message for Scorpio. Angel and spirit guide message for Scorpio. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Ooh, this one fell out. So you have the divine wisdom, which just wants to be heard. So that's beautiful. And that is your soul star chakra. So that's located 6 inches above your crown chakra, above the top of your head. And then we have play, which is your heart chakra. And there really is just this sense of joy and exuberance and brilliance to you that your chakra energy is really saying, remember it. Remember this joy, remember this happiness, remember this beauty. Angel and spirit guide message. Oh, goodness. For Scorpio. Angel and spirit guide message for Scorpio. Angel and spirit guide message for Scorpio. Oh, goodness. There we go. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. At the center of everything, we have the devil, which is a Capricorn energy, a time frame of December 22nd to January 19th. Then you are crowned with the 5 of Pentacles. The world. Oh, I love this. Right? The Fool. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay. Then we have the Knight of Swords, which is an air sign energy, a Gemini, a Libra, and Aquarius. But it's also you moving forward, knowing your mind, kind of taking a stand, Scorpio. Then you have Strength, which is a Leo energy. But yeah, so this is a time frame of January 23rd to August 22nd. You're calling a lot of prosperity to you. And at first you're going to feel foolish about it. And that's why it's slowly and steadily you are really inhabiting your own song, your own power. And then you have the 5 of Swords. So you have the repeat of the number 5 right here, which is powerful because you're seeing a change in self, a moving towards freedom, towards independence of mind, of a surety of where it is that you want to stand. You are also seeing that things that you thought were going to take a very long time to be resolved aren't going to take as long as you anticipated. Then we have the Magician. Oh, I love that. The 5 of Wands, now you have 3 5, so that's divinity really talking here, your angels and your spirit guides really talking with the number 5. And then you have the 4 of Wands, and they all live happily ever after. So that is beautiful. That is really, really beautiful. I love it. Wow. Okay, so let's start off with the turtle spirit and the canary spirit. So you have, again, slow and steady wins the race. And the canary spirit saying, sing your own song. And you're going to find it difficult, Scorpio. There's going to be something about this claiming your power, this claiming your independence, this, really having this confidence in yourself. It's kind of like standing up straight and taking up space because you matter. And there's going to be a part of you that says, well, maybe I did matter, but not right now. I'm not really feeling that confident, or I'm not really feeling that assured, or there's something that is a doubt, a fear, an apprehension that's kind of wiggling in on you, kind of overwhelming you. And here with this combination, it's like, no, slowly and steadily have faith within yourself, because you're crowned. You're crowned as you embrace the music of your soul, as you embrace the prosperity of your spirit, as you move yourself forward. And this leads you to really embracing divine wisdom. You have the gold here, and you have the gold of the canary. And I really do see that as kind of like wealth, gold dust. It's kind of like you sparkle with it. And I know that sounds funny, but as you embrace this, there's going to be a wisdom and a power to you. And then you have play. So you have here, you have your passion, you have this wisdom, you have this courage to you, moving you forward. And then you have your heart's desire. You have the sense of embracing joy, of not forgetting to laugh, because you are going to have a tendency, Scorpio, to think, I can't laugh right now. I don't have time for this. This is nonsense. I just need to. And with the just need to, you're just going to need to be focused. You're just going to need to be disciplined. You're just going to need to, look at the here and the now and not be so silly. You're going to see that if you embrace that mentality, and it's kind of like all work and no play mentality, you're going to diminish your own strength and your own beauty. And that's going to be exactly the opposite of what you want to do. You're going to be looking at things and saying, well, why do I feel so stressed out? Why do I feel like I'm not heading on my journey? Why aren't I embracing my creativity? Why aren't I embracing my wisdom and my joy and my passion? And this is going to be something that you really say to yourself. And you're like, why? Why do I do this? And you're going to see that it's bringing more laughter into your life. That's going to change. And you might say, Dane, I have nothing to laugh about. Everything's really serious. Everything is really kind of, stressed out and overwhelming. Yes, but there needs to be a joy in your heart. There just needs to be. And that's what your heart chakra is saying. And there needs to be this embracing of the heart chakra. And also seeing with the dolphins that this and that is true. That there's two sides to every story. And that's something, Scorpio, that you are absolutely brilliant at. You are brilliant at seeing two sides to a story. You are brilliant at embracing two points of views. You're brilliant at bridging that gap. You see the grays of things. And that's what I love about Scorpios. And that's what I think is so terribly beautiful about this. And then at your heart, you have a Capricorn energy. Now, it can be that you have a Capricorn at your heart who's needing either a lot of attention or who's really weighing heavily on your mind. And so with this Capricorn energy, again, time frame, December 22nd to January 19th, you can also see here with the Five of Wands, you might be fighting something that happened in that time period in December, or fighting towards something that will be changing in December, that will be moving you towards greater things, towards the new year. And I know the new year seems so far away, but my goodness, it's going to be here before we know it. And so here with the devil, it's like, it's the darkness. It's the warping of something beautiful, because that's how the devil ideology came about. There is this sense of taking what was once worshipped as beautiful and making it corrupt. But then there's also this sense of taking our greatest fears as human beings and just clumping it all together and saying, oh, that's it. That's what the devil is. And so on this earthly plane, we face our greatest fears all the time. And sometimes, divinity makes us, your angels, your spirit guides, they'll say, I'm there with you. I'll walk through this hell with you. But do know that you're going to be walking through it. And that's a really hard thing. That is a really hard thing. And then the Five of Wands, you feel desolate. You feel alone. You feel overwhelmed. And there is this sense of how can I be moving forward this way? Where is it that I can be? What is it? And it's internal chaos. It's this internal looking at your plate and seeing it, your table, and seeing it as being bare. I have nothing to offer. And that's actually not the truth. Because as you break away from the ideologies and the ideas of everybody else, and you sit there and you say, this is what I'm good at. This is who I am. And you say it with pride. You stand up straight. You know what you want. And you might say, Dane, I don't know what I want. Well, you know what you don't want. That is definitely a thing, I think, for so many of us. We know what we don't want. And then, because we know what we don't want, we start to learn and understand and embrace what we do want. We know what is intolerable to us. And as it becomes intolerable, we will not tolerate it within our lives. And so that's how you are moving forward. That's how you are sitting there and you're saying, this is who I am. And as you do so, it moves you And I love this contrast from the Five of Pentacles, which is feeling like a pauper. It's feeling like an outsider. It's feeling like, okay, I can be surrounded by beauty and wealth, but it's just not for me. It's for everybody else. It's seeing the seeds that you've planted not come to fruition. You know, and Scorpio, in my Verdict astrology, I am a Scorpio. And so here I do know that we have a tendency to look at things, and then when they get bad, because we are such insightful, beautiful people, and it's true, you really are a Scorpio, and you have this thing where you can get a bad rap. You know, people sit there and go, oh, Scorpio, that's like a little bit dark, a little bit dangerous. You know, you're going to sit there and you have a tendency to go to extremes. And that's what you have right here. You have your two extremes coming up, the pauper and the magician. The person, the alchemist, the person who can take lead and turn it to gold. And so that's what you're going to be doing. It's taking your despair and turning it into your wealth. And saying, there are no heroes to stories, except for me. I am the hero of my own story. I mean, if you have a hero in your story, you are so lucky. You really are. But for many of us, we look at things and it's like, oh, I'd love somebody to come and rescue me. But in our lives, one of our things in our charts is that we have to rescue ourselves. And that's so often what we see. And what I see within the cards, it's like you have to rescue yourself. You have to stand in your power. And as you do that, little bit by little bit, it doesn't mean that you get pulled out of darkness all at once. It means that you start to see the light. And it can be one twinkle of a star far away. But that becomes what you focus on. That becomes the beauty that leads you forward. And as you focus on it, you embrace all your gifts. You look at it all. You embrace your passion, which is fire, which is the wands. You embrace your practicality, you know, your pentacles, your sensuality, what you're planting, what you want to grow, what you're nurturing. Then you embrace the water, your heart, your soul, your sensitivity. And then you embrace the swords, the air, there we go. And it's your mind, it's clarity of thought. You have all these things coming together. And it's saying just for a moment, you might have clarity coming in. Just for a moment, you have this distinction coming forward. And it's like, embrace it. Embrace it and be emboldened by it. Because it's going to lead you forward to something more. And it's going to take you out of this pauper mentality. But do be mindful that you can fall into this spot rather easily. Rather easily, because you see that this and that is true. You see that it is hard to embrace happiness and joy and success and prosperity. And so then you'll look at things and be like, well, why even try? It's going to fail anyway. It's a very nihilistic mentality. It's like, oh, why? It's all going to fail. It's all going to rot away. Why does it even matter? And it matters because this is your story and this is your life. And you matter. And you do. Find your worth and claim it. It doesn't mean that it has to be everybody else's worth. Everybody wants to be this movie star. Everybody wants to be somebody who everybody knows your name. Do you really want that? I mean, that to me is like my own little hell. It is just like you would have no privacy. You would have no time to yourself. You'd have all this money and you'd have to spend it because you'd be flocked everywhere. You couldn't go to your favorite restaurant, you know, unless it was closed. So here it's saying, I know my strengths and I might not see how they're prosperous. May not see how they're bountiful, but I see them. You know, there are people I know who make their living off of, you know, antique sewing. They know how to sew in antique ways, the ways that, you know, people have machines to do, but they make their living off of that. There's prosperous ways to start opening things up, and they might start off as hobbies. They might very well start off as hobbies, but if you stick to it, and you have that tenacity, you have that stubbornness, it's just mulishness, really, seriously, you can move yourself forward. And then also you have to adapt and change. If you say, no, this is the way it's going to be, and I'm not going to grow with what I see as being prosperous and valuable, then that's going to keep you stagnant. And here with the Knight of Swords, I mean, you want to move forward. Now, it can be that an air sign energy, a Gemini, a Libra, and Aquarius, is helping you move forward, cutting through doubts and fears. Right? But it can also be that your mind is cutting through the doubts and the fears that held you back. Where you're looking at things, Scorpio, and you're saying, this is what I need. And this is what I want. There's clear thinking. There's also a bit of recklessness with the Knight of Swords. So just be mindful of that. It's in between the wisdom of, you know, the monarchs and the impetuousness or the learning of the page. So the Knight is right in the middle. So you're going to have that sense of Can I move forward? Am I doing the right thing? But you're also going to have the sense of, I know what it is that I want. I know where it is that I'm heading. So you're going to have, again, that war with yourself of feeling like there's still much more that you have to learn, or there's this lack of knowledge, there's this lack. And then you're going to have this feeling of there's this prosperity, there's abundance. And so here, make sure you know your mind. Make sure you step back, think about things, and then charge forward. Because this is you being the hero of your story. And it's leading you to living happily ever after. The Four of Wands is prosperity, success, bounty. It's having what you love, and it's being contented. Because there's just contentment here with the Four of Wands. And then also this is moving house, this is new job opportunities, and with quarantine and everything like that, there is a sense of, you can't move house right now, or you might be thinking about it, but you might not feel comfortable looking for it. So here, there is this sense of, know your mind, know what it is that you want, wait and see, and then you will be moving forward. You will be. And there's going to be some things here, Scorpio, that you've been looking at, and you're like, this is intolerable. Because I do see the pauper mentality. It's intolerable for you. You're not a pauper. And you're not designed to live in lack. You're just not, Scorpio. And so here with the Knight of Swords, it's like, I know what it is that I want. I know how it is that I'm moving forward. I'm going after it, and that is that. It leads you. And it leads you to what you love. It leads you to embracing a narrative of your creativity, embracing the prosperity within your story. That is beautiful. It's kind of like when you're watching a movie and the hero or the heroine doesn't know that they're the hero or the heroine. They just think, oh, this is just my life. And I'm not doing anything great. I'm not doing anything important. But by little, by making tough choices and, setting goals for themselves and failing and falling and saying never again, they start to become something greater than they were. And you see, it's that gritty transformation. It's not the transformation that, you go to sleep one night and then you wake up and all of a sudden a prince is knocking at your door. It's not like that at all. It's real, and it's lasting because it is real. And then we have the Strength card. Now, there can be a strong Leo presence within your life, but this is also strength, determination, dignity. And this is calling power to you. Here, she has lilies in her hand. This is majesty. This is peace. Conquering the lion, which is fierce, hunger, strength, determination, kingliness. It's peace, having prosperity over kings, but it's also knowing where it is that you stand, what it is that you want. And that's where you start the Fool's journey, because you're calling to you prosperity. And the Fool right here is you have to be a fool to be a hero. Who was it? Perseus? When he said, I'm going to go slay Medusa and have her head as my protection, people must have thought, oh my gosh, you're absolutely crazy. Of course you're going to do that. Go ahead. Go for it. You become a nice statue, just sit there and be left all by yourself to rot inside stone. But he did it. Every hero is a fool. And the thing is that so often we think, wow, they just manifested success. They never failed. But the power within ourselves is to fail, is to feel small, to feel insecure, to feel upset, to feel overwhelmed, and keep on moving forward. Because that can cut you at the knees. It really can. It can cut you down. It can make you feel like you will never move forward the way that you want to. But through strength, you begin a hero's journey. And you might think yourself foolish. You might sit there and be saying, my goodness, what is it that I'm doing? It's your moving. You have the countdown from 5 to 4 of Wands. 5 of Wands is saying, I don't see it. I don't see the success. I don't see the power. I see this internal struggle. I see this lack. And the 4 of Wands is, I have it. I have everything I need to start moving forward. You might not be where you want to be. You might not sit there and think that you can even get there. But in every moment, through every difficulty, you are where you are supposed to be. And I know that sounds funny because it sounds trite and it sounds dismissive. Because when you're walking through devastation and despair, you don't want to be told you're exactly where you're supposed to be. That doesn't make you feel good. That makes you feel like punching the person who told you that. But you're learning. You're gaining compassion that you would never have had. You're gaining understanding that you would never have had. You're gaining insight that you would never have had. You're gaining resilience that you would never have had. And all these things we learn not through life being a fairy tale, a Disney fairy tale. We learn them through life being disparaging, through life being overwhelming, through us being forged. Life is fire. Life burns away the weakness within us. And we become forged to what we need to be. And also knowing that we can be, and I know this sounds funny, but knowing that we can be meaner, more succinct, more cutting than we thought we could be. That's something that also life teaches us, especially if we want to be good people, if we really embrace the idea that the meek will inherit the world, or, do good, and that's what will lead us forward. You're going to see here that there's a calling for strength, and there's a calling for purpose, and there is a calling to not sit there and lay down so everybody could walk all over you. I remember I had this teacher once, and she said to me, the only way people walk over you is if you lay down. And I thought, rude. I thought, so rude. But I see it. The way that people walk over you is when it's become so hard that you don't have the strength. You don't have the determination. And it happens. It just happens. I mean, it happens within life all the time. And the Five of Swords here, it's like, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Battles, doubts, fears, monsters within our own heads. Because we're not only slaying the demons that stand before us now, we're slaying the demons of the past. We're slaying the nasty words that somebody said to us when we were 8 years old. We're slaying the, person who broke up with us when we were 16, that we were absolutely in love with, and they just went, somebody better came along. We're slaying those demons, as well as the demons that we live with now. And we can be trapped in them. But you have 5 repeated 3 times. And by facing these fears and these doubts with money, this doubt with knowledge, this doubt with passion, prosperity, intuitive power. You have this doubt with this earthly plane. In the middle of it, the sandwich right here is the world opening up to you. Being born of the water, Venus coming out of her shell. Being born from the sea. Venus was born from sea foam. You have this beauty about you that you don't see. You're born of the sea. You're born of water. Water pumps through your veins, in a sense, which is your blood, moving you forward, gracing you, blessing you, empowering you. The world opens up, and it opens up when you are in the midst of doubt and fear on this earthly plane. And it's kind of like, either there's this mentality, Scorpio, of, I have nothing left to lose. I've already fallen more than I ever thought I would. I mean, Lord knows I've been there, where you look at it and you're like, how is this my life? How is this how I'm moving forward? How did I work so hard and get here? It happens to every person. And if it never happens to you, that's amazing. But here you have these doubts with your prosperity, your abundance, and then your career, your passion, your creative desire to move forward. And through these doubts, you start to see the world opening, because you're going to see that nothing is set in stone. And it moves you towards being the magician of your destiny, kind of pulling that rabbit out of your hat, doing something that seems impossible. And I really see this as alchemy here, of taking something, of taking lead and turning it into gold, of taking yourself, which you might sit there and say, I'm worthless and wretched, and you know all the deep, dark secrets about you that other people don't. So we can be really hard on ourselves when we want to be. And then all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but you start to change it. You start to transform it and say, okay, worthless, wretched, at times overwhelmed, can be angry as all heck, looking at things bitter, resentful, fine. And then knowing that everybody else has those emotions too. And it's taking the doubt and the fear. And it's saying, I'm making gold out of me. I am valuable, I am priceless, and I am worth it. I am enough. And as you see this, you look at what's lacking on your own table. And you say, okay, I get it. But I'm having my dreams. I'm having my happily ever after. And I am moving forward towards it. Your subconscious message for this time is the King of Wands. passion, prosperity, success, bounty. Fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Strong Leo presence here. It's like your passion is conquering the devil within you. The doubts, the fears, the negativity. And you move forward. You're breaking the chains. And you are moving forward towards what you want. And you're a king about it. You have this strong masculine energy to you, quote unquote masculine energy. You have this sense of being seen. Subconsciously, you know that you are being seen and you want to be seen. You don't want to hide away. There's a power and there's a force to you. And you are calling strength, beauty, and prosperity to yourself. It moves you to your subconscious chakra message, which is dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. You will have lucid dreams. You will have dreams where you'll sit there and be like, well, that's odd. What the heck was that about? And then you can think about it, ponder it, kind of riddle it out, and be like, oh my gosh. That's what I was saying. That's what I need to know. It wasn't nonsense at all. It was very sensical, using symbology that has deep meaning to me. Third eye opening up, especially while you sleep. So make sure that you're getting sleep, Scorpio. And then you have the badger spirit. Be fearless and be bold. Don't sit there and think, oh, I'm not worthy of it. Because if you think that, Scorpio, people will be more than happy to absolutely let you think it. Absolutely say, oh yeah, you're not worth it. Come on. Who do you think you are? You're powerful. You have divinity within your veins. You have the God's head buried within you. And you are made of stardust. You are a part of the universe. How much more powerful do you need to be? Embrace your success. Move forward in it. And embrace you. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I love you all. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. And I hope that you are staying safe. Bye.